I thought it appropriate, given our current circumstances, to talk about the subject of true peace. In the Gospel of John, Jesus says to his disciples, "Peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, do I give to you. Let not your hearts be troubled, neither let them be afraid." You notice in this passage, Jesus mentions not one but two kinds of peace. The one that he gives and the one which comes from the world. You see, these are two very different kinds of peace. Worldly peace is often about the absence of something, such as the absence of noise or the absence of war. True peace, however, does not come from the absence of things outside of our lives, but rather comes from the presence of God in our lives. Listen to the psalmist as he describes the effects of true peace. It's from Psalm 23. "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For you are with me, your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows." So even though he's describing walking through the valley of the shadow of death and being surrounded by his enemies, still he fears no evil and finds himself fellowshipping with God, all because he is in God's presence. For true peace can be found in the most unlikely of circumstances. Why? Because it's not dependent on circumstances as worldly peace is. Rather, it comes from dependence upon God. Think about these amazing words from the Apostle Paul. "Do not be anxious about anything." Folks, that includes COVID-19. "But in everything, by prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." You notice that Paul states that there is nothing that should cause us to be anxious if everything is truly brought into the presence of the Lord. The problem is that sometimes we are prone to hold on to things rather than truly give them into God's hands. And that's why the Bible describes this process as casting all your cares or anxieties on him. That's in 1 Peter 5:7. A good modern equivalent would be the concept of throwing things out. There are things that, if they stay in our lives and minds, will cause us to be anxious and fear. We need to throw these things out by giving them to God and leaving them there, and instead focusing on the Almighty, all-powerful Creator God who cares for us each individually. So today, maybe there are stresses, worries, cares, real ones, given the situation we're in, anxieties that are troubling you. God in his word asks you to cast them on him because he cares for you. I'd ask you to take time to enter into a time of prayer following this video and set aside your troubles and focus on God in a time of thanksgiving to him. Then you can experience God's promise that his peace, the true peace of God, which goes beyond human understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Shalom, stay safe, stay well.